All right. Holy sisters, are we ready to start? Let's do this thing. Chanukah. One of the major traditions of Chanukah is the singing of a song called Maoz Tzur. Maoz Tzur, Yeshua, see, the thing that sounds like a Christmas carol. Okay? Maoz Tzur, besides the first verse is, right, Rock of Ages, hear my prayer, right, okay? After the first verse, somebody translated it at some point, okay? It's about what? The first verse is about, like, God and the temple and praising God. What are the remaining 5 verses about? Good. Say it louder.
Galut.
Galut. Which one does it start with? Egypt. Okay. Once upon a time in Judaism, there was a concept called galus. Galut.
Exile.
Good. Galut means exile, sort of. Okay? People throw this word around a lot. Galut, or if you're Ashki, galus. Okay? Okay. So, what does galut mean? Exile. But it doesn't necessarily mean exile in the way you might translate exile. How do you translate exile? What's exile mean?
Getting kicked out for good.
Getting kicked out for good. Being kicked out of your land. Fun facts. Ladies, are we currently in Galus?
Yes.
Are we currently sitting in Jerusalem?
Yes.
Is that a conflict
Yes.
of your understanding of Galus? Okay, so let's clean up shop. When I'm talking about Galut, I am talking about a state of God hiddenness. A state of God hiddenness is what we would like to call galus. Okay? When we are in a state of revelation of Hashem, that's geula. When we're in a state of God hiddenness, that is called galus. There have been 5 major galuyiot, exiles of the Jewish people. Number 1, which I'm not going to count as number 1, I'm going to call it asterisk. Okay? Number 1 is Mitzrayim. The very first, aka Egypt, for those of you playing the home game, okay, Mitzrayim was the very first time that the Jewish people left the land of Israel. When did it happen? Don't everybody jump at once. Who went to Egypt, y'all? Yosef, good job! We've been reading the Parsha. Okay, amazing. Who's going to join him in Egypt? Yaakov and the rest of the fam bam, okay? How many people are going to go to Egypt? 70 souls are going to go down to Egypt. Oh, good heavens. Egypt is such a hard word to spell. Okay. Okay, there you go. Okay? Yaakov plus kids. Okay, amazing. We're going to be in Egypt. We're going to be in Egypt for how long?
400 years.
What? 210 years. Amazing. Well done, ladies. 400 is what we were promised, but we got out of jail early. We got out in 210 years. How many people come up out of Egypt, ladies?
600 million.
Okay, according to some estimations, 2.2 to 3 million people. They were busy. Okay? So, this whole story coming out of Egypt, we remember on the holiday of Pesach. Yafeh. Pesach. Yafeh. After that, there have been 4 more exiles of the Jewish people. 4 more galuts. Galuyot. Okay? Next round up, does anyone know the very first one?
Babylonian.
Babylonian. Also a really hard word to spell. Thank you. I appreciate the validation. Okay, the Babylonian exile, which is referred to in Hebrew as Bavel, if you want to use the Hebes. Okay? When did we get exiled to Bavel?
After the first temple was
After the first temple. The first temple is destroyed. Okay? And we are exiled out of our land. Actually, this exile is really interesting because it happened in stages. First, they took the royal family. Then they took important local lords and young men. Then they had destroyed the temple. And then finally, we were still living here under some sort of autonomy, but then we murdered our own governor, whose name was Gedaliah. Ever heard of Som Gedaliah? Yeah, that guy. He got murdered by other Jews, and at that point, the Babylonians threw their hands in the air, and they were like, enough of all of you. And they exiled all of us. When do we remember this exile on the calendar? Tisha B'Av. Amazing. Tisha B'Av is the big fast in the summer. Remembers the destruction of the temple. How long were we in Babylon?
7 years?
Nope. Still nope.
21.
49.
49! Somebody from Afikim coming out of the wall. All right, there we go. 49 years. Wait, I yell it. It was supposed to be 70. True story. We were told by the prophets we would be exiled for 70 years. But fun facts, the Babylonians got taken over halfway through by a group of people called the Persians. Anyone seen the movie 300? Besides Mad Abs, that movie tells you how the Persians defeated the Babylonians. Actually, how the Persians attacked the Greeks. But anyway, they defeated the Babylonians before that. Okay? Amazing. So we've got the Persians. In Hebrew, this is called Pars Umadai. Okay? How do we remember the Persian exile on our calendar? Purim! Yafeh! How long were we in the Persian exile, ladies?
21 years.
21 years, because 21 plus 49 equals 70. Next up, third exile of the Jewish people. After we return to the land of Israel and we build the second temple, what's the next exile that comes upon the Jewish people? Greeks. Yavanim yipatsu elai. Yavan. Has anyone explained to you Yavan?
Oh.
Yes?
Say it again.
Straight.
Right? They're bringing down the holy. Okay? Yud represents that which is holy, which is flying, it is high, it is spiritual. Yavan tried to bring the holiness down to the material. That's the simplest one. Don't worry about it. You're always welcome. Okay. Yavan, what holiday do we celebrate? The Greek?
Chanukah.
Chanukah, come light the menorah. It's not a menorah, by the way. It's a Hanukkah. A menorah has 7 branches. A Hanukkah has 9 branches.
We've been fighting about this all morning.
So let me help you out with that. The menorah was found in the temple and was featuring 7 branches. A Hanukkah, which is used to celebrate Hanukkah, features 9 branches. They're different. Don't be that person. You light a Hanukkah, not the menorah, because you're not the Kohen Gadol.
Okay, got it. So you can't use it.
Well, you can,
Oh,
but it'd be ignorant. Okay.
you don't want to be that.
Nope. It's a Hanukkah. And put some on it, okay? Amazing. Last exile, my beloved students. Rome. Referred to in Hebrew as either Roma and or Edom. Okay? Roma or Edom. When did the Roman exile begin? Say it loud and proud, you're right. The destruction of the second temple. You know it, pink sweater. Say it loud, all right? Okay, second temple destroyed. Okay? Also commemorated on Tisha B'Av. Oh, I made a mistake. We forgot to say. How long were we in the Greek exile, guys? How long were we in the Greek exile? It is very debatable. Okay? It's very, very debatable because, by the way, the Hanukkah didn't end the war, y'all. Hanukkah didn't end the war. We just got the temple back. Okay? So the Greek exile, most of the estimations are about 180 years we were in the Greek exile. Okay? And Roman exile, how long have we been in the Roman exile? We're still here.
1,950
Yes.
years?
Whoa.
And
As
Hilo
of-
for the math win. Okay.
20?
1950 years, give or take.
In the 1950s, or it's been going on for
It started
1,950
70
years. It did not start in the 1950s. It was continuing through the 1950s. It's continuing right now. But wait, we're not under the Roman emperors. Correct, but we are under their cultural legacy. Okay, and we never returned to our land to rebuild our temple to a place of God revealedness. So we are considered still in that exile. Okay? Any questions on that? Cool. So let's talk about what we can understand from these four. I'm going to skip out on Mitzrayim because Mitzrayim is considered the prototype. It's the first round of exile, which sets up the prototype. So I'm going to be focusing on the 4 exiles after Mitzrayim. Okay?
Okay.
What did the Babylonians? Let me see. How much time do I have? Okay. In the book of Daniel, who's heard of the book of Daniel? Okay, there's a book called Daniel. Okay, it's in the back of the Chanukah. It takes place during the Babylonian exile. There was a guy named, wait for it, Daniel. Okay, he is one of the people. Remember, I told you that the Babylonian exile went in stages, and they took the important young people. So one of the important young people they took was named Daniel. Okay, you guys, you should be way more strong on that one. The answer is going to be Daniel for a while, okay? So Daniel is taken to Babylon, okay? And he has an ability. He is very much like Yosef, his forefather, in the fact that he can interpret dreams. So we're going to have 2 dream situations detailed in the book of Daniel. The first one is going to be the dream of Nebuchadnezzar, who's the king. Nebuchadnezzar. Okay? That is Vashti's Vashti's granddad. Okay? For those of you who don't know what I just said, don't worry about it. Okay. Nebuchadnezzar is going to have a dream. And then later, Daniel is going to have a dream. Both of these dreams are going to be prophecy. In the dream of Nebuchadnezzar, and the wild thing is Nebuchadnezzar, when he wakes up, can't even remember his own dream. He's like, I had a super freaky dream. And then he goes to all the wise people and said, I had a super freaky dream. Tell me what I dreamt. And all the wise people are like, that's not a thing. We can't do that. You have to tell us the dream and then we interpret it. And he's like, no! I'm going to kill everyone. Okay, because that's what they did. They got mad and killed people. See also later Daniel in the lion's den. Okay? He says, I can't even remember the dream. So then Daniel is brought in before King Nebuchadnezzar, and Daniel's like, here's what you dreamed. You had a dream of a giant statue. The giant statue had a head of gold, a body of silver, a stomach and thighs of copper, and then legs and feet of iron and clay. And you saw this giant statue standing there until a rock comes flying at it, smashes into the idol, breaks it into pieces, and it floats away as dust on the wind. All it was dust on the wind. Same old song. Right, okay. Yeah. In the earth and sky. Okay. So, what? Nebuchadnezzar's like, great, that was my dream, man. But what does it mean? And what Daniel says is, your dream represents the future, King Nebuchadnezzar. Your kingdom, Bavel, is gold. Silver represents a kingdom that will come after you and take over from you. Copper represents the kingdom that will come and take over from them. And iron and clay represents the kingdom that will come and take over from them. 4 great kingdoms will rise and fall, and they will be smashed into pieces by a stone. We're the stone. Jews are the stone, right? Because the great empire of the Babylonians, they thought would last forever. It's quickly conquered by the great empire of the Persians, they thought would last forever. It's quickly conquered by the great empire of the Greeks, they thought would last forever, which is quickly conquered by the great empire of the Romans, they thought would last forever. And yet all of these great kingdoms are crumbled away. The second vision of Daniel is Daniel's own dream, and he sees 4 animals. Animal number 1 is a lion with wings. That is an amazing drawing of a lion. With wings. It's intimidating. The second animal is a bear. It's not cute, it's fearsome.
Very fearsome.
Yeah. The next animal is a leopard.
I know. With who?
Just a bear. No wings. I'll just do it.
Just a bear, no wings. Next is a leopard,
No wings.
4 wings.
4 wings.
Oh, wow. Also, it's like a dragonfly type.
Kidding.
Es un leopardo con 4 alas. And last but not least is a fearsome beast with 10 horns. I don't know, stop counting. Is a fearsome beast with 10 horns.
And the little horn.
Little horns we'll go with later. Okay? So Daniel sees all of these, and once again, my beloved students, each one of these represents one of the kingdoms that will come after. Remember, this is all happening during the Babylonian period, so all of this is predictions for the future. All of this is predictions for the future. So what does this have to do with my life? Besides, it's cool. It is cool. Hello. Okay, so we have to understand the Maral from Prague. Okay, the Maral from Prague. The Maral from Prague takes these different visions within Daniel and brings it down to help us understand what was the essence of each one of these exiles. Cool. So let's find the essence of each exile. The essence of the Babylon... Can I clean up a little bit so it's like less messy?
Yeah.
Okay. Great talk. Okay, the essence... That's why we wear black. Really though, really. It's just useful. Okay, the essence of the Babylonian exile was its physical strength. The essence of the Babylonian exile was its physical strength. Okay? It was a strong and mighty kingdom, as evidenced by its being represented by gold, which is a hard metal, being represented by a lion, which is the strongest of the beasts. Babylon was insanely physically strong. Okay? So the essence of their kingdom was their physical strength, says the Maral.
Essence of the Babylonian
Kingdom is their physical strength. The essence of the Persian kingdom was their desires of the flesh. Okay? Silver in Hebrew means kesef. It means money. Okay? Their desire for physicality. their desire for enjoyment in this world. The bear in Daniel's dream actually has some ribs stuck in his teeth. Okay? It's about eating. It's about enjoying. It's about pleasure. Is that a question? Okay. It's about pleasure. It's Cancun. It's Las Vegas. No hate, Las Vegas. But it's Las Vegas, okay? All the desires of the flesh in one place with a buffet, okay? The Greeks, what they were after, the strength of that exile, the essence of that exile, was the intellectual. The intellectual, the pursuit of knowledge, the pursuit of wisdom. Greek philosophy, that thing that you had to take in college and slept through. Okay? And last is Rome. And Rome, ladies, is a funny one. Because Rome is all three combined. You see, Rome was incredibly physically strong. It was one of the strongest empires that ever lived. They loved desires of the flesh. Anybody here read Hunger Games?
Yeah.
You know that's based on Rome? You know the vomitorium in the second book where they take the pill and they throw up? That's based on a Roman custom called the vomitorium, where they would have at a banquet a room on the side where you could go gag yourself, throw up so that you could eat more. Okay? The entire concept of the orgy, all of these. Thanks, Rome. Okay? They also had the intellectual pursuit, Roman philosophy. They basically stole it from the Greeks, changed the names. Okay? They have all three combined. So now what does this have to do with me? I yell it. Still interesting, but has nothing to do with me. Oh, here we go. So what did they try to attack in the Jews? Each one of these kingdoms comes after the Jewish people. Each one of these kingdoms tries to eradicate the Jewish people. What do they try to attack in us? The first thing that the Babylonians, their physical strength, so they try to physically destroy the Jews. They try to physically destroy the Jews. They go after, in Hebrew, our goof. Yeah. This is the same thing in block letters, okay? It says goof goof. Goof goof, okay? Goof means your body. So they're trying to literally kill our bodies, okay? Goof. What did the Persians come after? The Persians came after our soul, our spirituality. And the way they did it was destroy our spirituality by appealing to physical desire. Anybody read the Megillah? Anybody read the story of Esther? What do they have every 45 seconds in that book? A drinking party. Okay, there's a kegger every 5 seconds in the Megillah. Okay? King Ahasuerus is like, woo, I'm king! Let's get drunk. He's like, woo, I got a new queen! Woo, let's get drunk. He's like, my queen wants me to come hang out. Woo, let's get drunk. He's like, I just killed Haman. Woo, let's get drunk, okay? They're getting crunked all over the Megillah.
Sorry.
It's fine. Okay? They're getting drunk all over the Megillah. What does he end up doing? By the way, it was not a beauty contest. Okay? That's your Hebrew school version of that we're going to teach to the 4th graders. He kidnapped hundreds of thousands of women and systematically raped them over a period of 3 to 4 years. Yeah. It really wasn't Miss America. It was Miss Human Trafficking. Okay? It wasn't cool. It was all about the sexual pleasure. It was all about physical pleasure. It was all about stuff. It was all about riches. It was all about the desires of the flesh. So what do they come with the Jews at? They're like, hey, come to my party. Let's drink together. It'll be great. They weren't coming at us physically until after they came at us first spiritually. Okay? Third one is intellectual. The Greeks didn't have a problem with Jews. They had a problem with Judaism. And they didn't really have a problem with Judaism as long as it was a philosophy. It was a really cute philosophy. In fact, one of the first things the Greeks did is they had us translate our Torah into Greek because they wanted to read the book. They thought it was cool. But they didn't want us to go crazy about it. Like, your Judaism is amazing. Just don't be weird about it. Okay, like, don't circumcise your sons, okay? You're taking it too far. That's a little extreme. Okay, it's cute that you have your Judaism, but, like, you need to use our calendar, not yours. Judaism's amazing, but, like, once every 7 days, like, not doing stuff, you should go to the gym. Literally. What they came after was our intellect. They wanted to change us by intellectual debate. Oh, I forgot to go. What is the spirituality by appealing to physical desire? What they were coming after was our nephesh, which is the animal part of your soul, the lower bit. Okay? What the Greeks were coming after was the sechel. That's your intellect. Now, but I know that they were also after physical desires. Correct! Each one of these is going to have a focus, but they're going to have the previous ones kind of running in the background. Okay? They're going to have a major and then minors in oppression. Major oppression, minor oppressions. Yes.
Is that intellectual debate?
Yes.
Okay.
And spelled correctly.
Oh,
I think.
Mm-hmm. I might just need
Yeah.
context.
Teamwork. Okay. And the last one, what were the Romans up to?
So much.
So many things. They were about everything at once. They didn't have a major and minors. They had 3 majors. Okay? They used all 3 techniques at once. They used all 3 techniques at once. It was everything, which in Hebrew you say as hakol.
All of it.
All of it, girl. So the guf, the nefesh, the sechel, and hakol. The Roman exile we are currently in attempt to destroy the Jewish people is a 3-pronged approach. 1, they physically come after us. That has not stopped in the entirety of this exile. Jews have been physically in danger for the entirety of this exile. No matter how comfortable you get, give it 20 years. Over and over and over, we have been physically in danger during this exile. In addition, they try to drag us away from our tradition via physicality. Oh my gosh, but you will never eat bacon? Bacon is so good. But like, you have to dress like that? But like, it's like so much fun not to. But like, what if we pay you like a ton of money to work on Saturday? Like a ton. What if you get a huge giant house, but you just can't live near any other Jewish people? And the intellectual debate. It's fine to be Jewish, just don't be so extreme about it. Stop being such an extremist. Stop being such a fanatic about it. You can be Jewish, but like calm down. Calm down with your Judaism. Don't be in everybody's face about your Judaism. What's wrong? Wear a baseball hat instead of a kippah. It doesn't matter, it's the same thing. Just don't make it so, don't be so intense about it. That's our exile, ladies, is all 3 at once. Don't be sad. There's a happy ending. Okay? Don't be sad. There's a happy ending to this story. You see, because right now, we are currently spinning in exile. We are spinning in a state of God hiddenness. But fear not, ladies. Nes Gadol Haya Sham.
Wow.
Nes Gadol Haya Sham. A great miracle happened there. The letters on the dreidel.
That's so cool. Wow.
Nes. I can't draw 3D, so go with it, okay? Gadol Haya. Okay, this side's Sham, okay? Whatever. I can't draw. Nes Gadol Haya Sham. As we spin a dreidel, we're spinning through the exiles, all the different ways they're trying to take us out. But behind all of that, there's still miracles happening. You know that there's two kinds of dreidels, right? There are two kinds of sevivon.
Yeah.
There's the sevivon that we use outside of Israel, and a sevivon that we use here. See, here it says Nes Gadol Haya Po. But we're talking about Nes Gadol Haya Sham, when we're still stuck on the outside. See, Nes Gadol Haya Sham is telling us that even though we're stuck in this exile situation, it's not that God pieced out. It's a state of God hiddenness, not abandonment. It's a state of God hiddenness, not abandonment. And you know how you know? Okay. Nes Gadol Haya Sham. All the letters of the Galus. Everybody with me still? Let's play Gematria. Okay, Nun, 50, Gimel, 3, Hey, 5, Shin. Come on up, Fikim. 300. Math. 358. Good job. 358. So if we want to understand the clue of this, it's going to be 358. 358 is the same gematria as, everybody still with me? What's 358? It's the sum of these four letters, correct?
Yes.
Which is the sum of all four galuses, correct?
Yes.
Which is the letters on the dreidel as it's spinning, correct?
Yeah.
358 is also the value of Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Yimloch. God is king, God was king, and God will always be king. They've got 4 kingdoms, we've got 1 king. In addition, 358 is also the gematria of the end of this whole game. It's the gematria of Mashiach.
Wow. This is so intense.
The gematria of Mashiach, the gematria of who is truly king, despite all of these kingdoms that we seem to have spinning around us.
Torah is so amazing.
You see, we're spinning and we get confused and we think that this is really what's going on. Ladies, it's just a game.
Do we get Galut?
Girl, we're going to get so much guilt. As long as we hold fast, as long as we hold true, as they're coming at us physically, as they're coming at us spiritually, as they're coming at us intellectually, we just have to remember who's actually running the show down here. See, the dreidel is one of those fun things. It's always spun from the top. It's always spun from up top. There's somebody on the top of all of this. As long as we stick with the spinner, we're going to win the game. As we go through these exiles, as we go through this darkness, Hanukkah is a message of light. Hanukkah is a message of hold on. Hanukkah is a message of this will end. You see, 358 is also the days of the year minus 7. The nights of the miracle. 7 nights of miracle of Hanukkah. 8 nights. 1 night wasn't a miracle. They had enough oil for 1 night. But there were 7 nights of miracle. And there will always be miracles. There will always be Hashem hiding behind. Hashem didn't leave. He's just hiding. And all we do throughout these different holidays, throughout this year, is we bring light to the darkness. We find Hashem again and again. And hopefully this year will bring the end of the game entirely. The dreidel will stop spinning. We will finally be able to declare loud and proud, Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Yimloch Le'olam Va'ed. We will see Mashiach this year. And the galus will be officially over.
Amen.
Have an amazing year.